Good morning everybody, and welcome to our 11 o'clock stream. Do drop me a message in the comments just to let me know that you're here. It's a bit of a change schedule from this morning's plan. I'm going to be doing the part 2 of my drawing with the ScanNCut today. So as you can see, I've got the SDX set up this morning, for which I'm going to be using. Just try and get some card whilst we're waiting for a few more people. Could you pop a hi in the comments just to let me know who's watching and who's not?
Yeah, 3 people watching. Oh, Carol.
Morning, Carol. Okay.
Good luck with the tiling.
Yeah, good luck with that. And the tiling your kitchen floor. No, that's alright. I've got my phone here, so you can, if you want to, you can. But so I'm going to do a brief overview just in case that somebody missed the my first episode, shall we say? Just of the pen holders that I'll be using today. So I've got the 3 pen holders. I have the Brother Universal pen holder, as they call it, which has its little guide. Comes in 2 pieces, and I'll be using that today with some pens. I also have the morning Chris. 3D Fun Printz pen holder as well, which I use for a wide variety of pens. You can fit a lot more pens in that one, so I use that one quite a lot. And we also have the 3D Fun Printz Sharpie pen holder, which is for Sharpie pens or anything that is specifically that sort of shape. It's designed specifically for Sharpie pens though, rather than any others. So we can do some basic text to start with. I'll just use one of the pen holders first just to show the pen holders in action, and then we'll get onto some of the ones I forgot to do last time. So let's go pattern. Let's go for a logo. What should we have today? Let's get nice and short so it doesn't take long to draw it. Let's bring it down in size. It's 2 inches. There you go, it's okay in the top corner because it's new. And we're going to select and we're going to draw. So first I'm going to try and use the Brother pen holder. So for this I'm going to use one of my refills. Now this is a Kokoiro refill, and I don't know if you can see, it has a very fine brush tip. A lot of people say you can't use brush tips in these pens and on these machines, but you can. And this one does a beautifully fine tip. So you can see there in the pen holder, I did to load that. Slot my pen in so it touches the bottom of the holder, lift, and twist the bit at the top, making sure it stays in place. Give it a bit of a tug so I know that's secure. And we're going to pop the pen in. Lock it down. Always make sure you lock it down, because otherwise it'll still go and it'll draw, but it just won't draw anything on your paper. So it's always worth a check. So, press start. Morning, Sarah. Yes, I will pass the get well wishes on to Natalie. She has left me to it this morning, so if I'm a bit less slow with responding to comments, because I'm concentrating on other things and not comments, so do bear with me. So as you can see, even though that's got a brush tip, it still does a lovely fine detailing line. They're excellent for doing very fine details, so if you ever want to do fine detailing, they're a Kokoya Road brush tip. The extra fine. They do them a variety of colours when you can get them. And this one's the mint green. I've got some sepia and some black ones if anybody does want to purchase one. So that's that one. Let's try and use Carl's for something. So let's do a Sharpie. I had one somewhere. Where's my Sharpie gone? So I still have my little pot of pens that I was using in the week. So with the 3D pen holder, it actually comes apart at the top. Take your lid off, put it to one side, drop your Sharpie pen in, screw your cap back on, and then this slots into your pen holder as normal. Something to touch the screen with. Let's move our art across. Make sure it's clear, nice and easily. There we go. Okay, we're going to draw again. And we're going to go start. And because it's got the 3D Fun Printz holder in, it does say that attach the holder. You go OK and press start again, and then it will draw. It's just a little mark on it that just does that little bit. We don't have the calligraphy set at the moment, but if you want a tutorial on it, we'll see about doing one maybe next week. And we'll have I'll get Natalie to do that one. She's much better with the calligraphy pens than I am. So I'll get Natalie to have a look at that one for you. So that's the Quickie Glue Sharpie pen for Jackie. He's just done. Yeah, okay, so we'll have a look at that next week for you. And we'll have a look at how you can use the calligraphy settings and different bits for you. We've already got quite a full schedule this week. So later on today, hopefully Natalie will be doing the watercolour die cut designs that she's done. And I'm also doing the beginners class later on the ScanNCut, so showing right from setting up to the Wi-Fi, right through to your first cuts, and just giving a general overrun. I'll be using both the DX and the CM machine, so I should be covering both sets. So if anybody's got any questions for that, please make sure you book a slot on the group, and then we guaranteed a slot on that one for later. Just going to grab a triangular pen just to show a different So the advantage again, Caracal calligraphy pens, okay. Again, like we can look at doing that with the calligraphy one next week, so keep an eye out for that next week, and we'll do that next week. So the next one I'm going to use is a Staedtler Tripus liner. Now the advantage of using Carl's pen holder is this one's actually, if you can see, it's triangular. So you have your other pen holder won't hold it because it's triangular. It hasn't got the capacity to grip it well. So the joy of Carl's being 3D printed, it takes a whole new selection of pens. So you pop your pen in as normal. This is your guide on the bottom. So it's got a little round part in the bottom which you put your pen down to, and you just tighten at the top. This grips your pen. You can take the guide off the bottom, which is nice and easy to do, and drop it into the pen holder and press down, and we'll just manoeuvre our text so it's a little bit further down, so it can come down 2 inches. And go OK. Then we're going to draw. And again, because it's pen holder, so how are we all coping this week with the Iceland? Did everybody have a good Easter? Enjoying the weather? Again, nice fine detail there on the sorry, let me pop for a moment. I will stick it back in the so that's just your general pen holders and all the 3 ones that we were using last time as well. And just a quick guide on the ones that we've been done. So next I want to use is a Quickie Glue Pen. Now lots of people probably buy the foiling kits and the other bits from Brother. You don't necessarily need them. To be honest, they only really give you a Quickie Glue Pen, and supposedly yeah, it can draw pictures. Yes, Gal, they can draw pictures, they can do all sorts. We drew an owl with one. It took 45 minutes, but we drew a beautiful owl, which Natalie had hand drawn.
It's on the group.
If you do have a look on the group, the owl is up there, and it will draw. It will do more than just text. Yes, if you go, if we've got any intricate designs on here that you can get it to draw. Let's go back to something I can get it to draw for my Quickie Glue Pen sample. Let's see what we've got. Can't see this one. Let's use that one. Space for that. 4 inches. Yep. Drop it down to a 4-inch square because I've got enough space for that. So I'm going to do it's a nice flower. I don't know if you can see on the picture there or not. It's a flower design that I've pulled through. So what we're going to do with this one, I don't know if you can see it or not. Is actually I'm going to do a quick background scan, just to make sure my flower fits. Just catching it at the back because it'll disappear off the screen otherwise, off the desk. I've got loads of stuff on the desk. There, yeah. So I can move this over here. Press OK. Now this time, because we're using the Quickie Glue Pen, we're going to get onto foil and glue. And this is what you get for having the glue accessed. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 is the level of the amount of glue in your pen. From what we can find, it makes no difference whatsoever to the amount of pressure it applies. So it really seems a little bit obsolete as a screen. So you press OK. And the difference this will do when it starts, I'm using the Secura's Quickie Glue Pen. I'm sure many of you have as crafters. Let's just get it going because it's not been here for a while. There it is, that's going through nice and blue. So I'll use it in my brother's ScanNCut, brother universal pen holder. So again, just drop the pen in, twisted, and that's locked. So we're going to pop the glue pen in, and we're going to start. Now when you use the foil button, it actually starts at the bottom of an image and draws upwards rather than starting at the top and drawing down. The advantage of this is it means you don't get any glue on your rollers, and it means that your machine stays cleaner for longer, so you're not going to mess up your Can't get away with that piece. Any questions so far? That's drawn my design. I'm just going to let that dry for a couple of seconds. That's not actually glued anything. Yeah, for one of the classes, I have we're doing a ScanNCut class later this afternoon, and it's got a reservation spot on it. So if you go to the event on the Plannercraft page, you can actually reserve a spot there. It doesn't cost anything, it's still free. It's just so we know how many people are going to be in the group and make sure it's worth doing. Okay, Jackie, which machine do you have? Because you have the Brother foiling set. I'm just going to do that again because although it's drawn it, I haven't got any glue coming out my pen. Which is bizarre.
What's the question?
Never see him in an SDX. Okay, that's better, that's drawing again now. Depending on which one you want to use it on, you can activate them without having to purchase them. Which I know this is a bit awful really. Let me just redraw this and I will show you how to activate it on the machine so you see how to do it. I'm just going to re-emboss it again. Redraw it again, sorry, with the foil glue, because the glue didn't come out the pen, it drew it, but it hasn't actually glued the... and I'll show you the instructions on here quickly. So when you see how we are memory keeper 1 and 2, do you mean the foil quill? Because we have those. Yes, okay. The foil quill is a different beast altogether. A lot more versatile, and we love it as well. So I will go over that. When did we do the foil quill? It's part of the single line font, isn't it?
Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday. So if you watch Natalie's feed on Thursday, we do cover the your glue pen is playing me up, sweetie.
Huh?
Your glue pen is playing me up.
Oh, do you need a fresh one?
It is fresh.
Oh, okay. Why is it playing you up?
Because it's not drawing. When I put it on the card, it draws. But when I design, no glue. I've done it in bits, but it hasn't done. It's not even tacky.
Time for you. Can you say that was a fresh pen?
I'm just going to adjust the pressure a bit because obviously that's what's wrong with it.
Yes, you can on the DX, you can't do that on the yeah.
So I'm going to put it down to 1. Again, bear with me, Jackie. I will come back to you. I just want to get this so it actually.
Down as well.
Sorry.
Put your feet down as well if you can. Put your feet down as well.
So this is doing any better. little bit better. We'll give that a go in a moment. So again, I'm going to just let it dry for a moment. Just let it air dry. This one's looking for my lid. So, whilst that's drying in there, just to show how to activate your foiling kit. I'll go back to home because I'm going to use the foil. On the SDX, you go into settings. It's on your bottom screen and it's in your premium functions. And you literally just turn them on or off. And you've got all your ones in here. So you've also got your paper piercing settings in here as well, which you can just turn on and off. We've turned them all on for Jackie on this one just so she's got them. On the CM, it is purely into your settings, and it's the last one again, it's premium functions, and you can activate it in there. That's all there is to it on that for those to activate. I'm going to try a little bit of foil and see if that's it. So I'm just going to take some foil. This is an old piece of foil, so just give it a hoping again, the glue application on that hasn't come out very well. I don't know whether it's my pen, which stands a good chance it is. But normally what you do is once it's, yeah, there's still no tack to that, which is what's annoying that. Where it has glued, you can see it has just for pulling the foil off. Well, but again, we'll cover that again when we do the single line font. I'll make sure we go over that again, just to cover the use of it and how we do. Right, I'm going to start a fresh piece of card. It has done some on it, and you can see it's got a bit of a glimmer to it. My bit of foil's not those. Oh no, it just, I love live telly when it all goes wrong again. It seems to be my thing at the moment. Nothing ever goes to plan. So we'll scrap that for today, but we'll go over it again and I'll make sure we get it working next time. Try doing a piece of card as well, because the card that I'm using is textured, so it might be just that the texture on the card is throwing it out just a little bit.
Yeah, if you're using textured card there, that won't help you, Jake.
No. It's the only bit of card I could find at the time, so.
Because you're not being supervised next week.
Sorry?
Because you're not being supervised.
Yes, I've been left on my own and not being supervised, as Nat puts it. She just left me on my own to do these things. So, one of the last things I want to show is drawing with a pencil. People say you can't draw with a pencil or a mechanical pencil, and you can. They are, again, exactly the same sort of setup. So again, going back to the drawing that we can do with the... so this is a Mapette pencil, I believe, long life one. So I'm using the Brother adapter. So let's draw this image that I've just tried to foil, and then you might be able to see it a bit better. So we go, okay, so we finish with that. So back into our pattern. Okay. So then we're going to draw. What's our draw pressure on this? Draw speed 2. We go up to 3. Draw pressure. No, okay. Might drop that down just 1. Obviously, it's pencil, we don't want it to snap the lead as it's drawing. Give that a go. can see there it's drawn that. It's nice, and obviously you can see here where the lead started nice and sharp and it's gone a little bit... yeah, you can use normal pencils. Let's see if I've got one we can use. The trouble with normal pencils is normally they're not spherical. They're usually, like this one, it's got lots of edges, so as before, your brother one wouldn't hold it quite so well, but now we have Carl's.
The reason I usually say mechanical is if it starts to not draw, you can pause it and just click it.
Yeah. Yes, what Natalie was just saying from the front room is that the reason she suggests the mechanical pencil is that if it does start to lose, as you can see here it's gone really faint on the one edge, you could actually pause it, just click it down one more and carry on. That's where you'd have to stop, sharpen your pencil and start again. So if we go OK, go back, let's move it across a bit, let's move it over to this side. So we're going to draw again. So I've just got a HB pencil that we're putting in here. It's not very sharp, but it will do. Let's just check my card, make sure it did actually touch the bottom. So it does, yep, that's fine. Just making sure it does actually touch the paper. Pen holder in, and start, OK, and start again. And if you do get used to listening to your machine, you can actually hear that it's actually drawing on the paper. So you can actually hear the yeah, these machines do so much, and of course no two machines are the same, so everybody's machine is slightly different. So although we'll show you lots of things you can do with your machine, they all act slightly differently. And they're all brilliant. I mean, what they can do these days are brilliant. So there you go. So that's just your normal HB pencil, and you actually get more equal distribution with the pencil. As sometimes you know, it has blunt at the end just a tad, but simply sharpen that and that'll come back to normal. So there you go, and that was just a Derwent Graphic HB, which I'll probably get shot for using because, you know, it's one of Natty's expensive pencils. So any other questions, anything I haven't answered today?
You done fill?
I did fill last time, but I will go back over fill.
Show fill line, but now it changes the fill.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. So what Nat is saying is about doing a fill line. So I'll go back to a bit of text for this because it shows it better on text than just anything else. Yeah, it's great for that sort of thing because you can also, you don't have to have a pencil to do drawing with. You can draw with any of your the pens. I mean, these ones especially, the Kokoiros refills, which are from Kuretake, are great for doing your outlining. The other ones that we use a lot for drawing, which are good, are the friction pens, because obviously they rub out afterwards. So if you want to do an outline in something a bit more bold, so it stands out a bit more, you could draw with the friction pen, and then when you're finished you can either heat it, which will get rid of it, or you can just rub it out using the eraser on the end. So they are brilliant for doing things like that for your drawings. So I've got it in my hand. So I've got black and a purple one there. So yeah, those are the ones we use all the time. So just going back to our text that I was going to do. go back to our art. It's nice, big and chunky, it makes it easy to see. We'll stick it down here in this little section. Let's do a quick background scan just to show where everything is. Make sure I get it in the right place. So we'll move that down. So, if we want to put a fill on this with the SDX, we can go to Edit, Edit, Object Edit, and we can go into this one which is our fill settings. So it looks like a pen filled in, and we can select whether it goes on or off. So we want to put it on. We can do the fill pattern. So we have our 5 choices of patterns. If you use 4 and 5, just be careful of your calibration. It tends to knock off the calibration more using 4 and 5 than it does using 1, 2 and 3. Not sure why. I think it's the intricacy of the design and the way that it works. But for some reason, especially 4 tends to knock the calibration off more than using any of the others. So our fill line spacing, so depending on what sort of pen you're using, you'll want to change your fill line spacing. So if you've got a pen that has quite a thick nib, yeah, or bleeds, then, so let's see what have I got that's got quite thick. So something like this, for example, which is a Crayola I don't know what they call it, but it's got a nice thick, it's a super tip, is it?
Yeah.
So it's got a big, thick, chunky tip on the end of it. So you'd want to make the line spacing on that bigger, so that when it draws its lines, it's not overlapping itself, otherwise you're going to be colouring in your mat. And it doesn't come off your mat. We've tried, we've coloured a mat and it doesn't work. We were doing business cards. So I'm going to pop that up a little bit and I'll draw this art and colour it in. I'm going to use, which one will it fit in? Let's see if it fits in the brother one. I don't know if it'll grip it. No. So the test I just did there, the brother one, is if you pull it up still and it doesn't grip, then you want to be making sure that it's not loose when you do your full grip. So you can see here I'll pull it at the top and it's not moving. When I did it on the brother one, it came out a little bit. So this is going to colour this in. Pop my pen in. Do you think 0.43 for that one be enough, or do you want it a bit higher?
Try it.
Try it, okay. So we're going to go OK. So it looks like it's going to be quite spaced out on there, but obviously we've got quite a thick tip on these. Doing OK. OK. We're going to draw. Let's see how that goes. It's not as thick as I thought it was when it drew. There we go. It looks like I got that almost perfect, which is unusual for me. If you have any other questions at the moment that whilst we're just waiting for that to colour in? going to take a couple of minutes. Because the other things you could do with this, if you wanted to have different colours from your outside line to what you're colouring in, you could send it across from canvas as the outside line being a cut line, and then can you set it with just the fill to send? No, it still draws.
No, you can set it with extra outside line, but you can't set it with no outside line.
No, it's a shame.
Well, at least I haven't found it that way yet.
Yeah.
I never know.
Yeah, we'll look into that and see if we can send a different colour, so you can send it across so the outside line is different. There's no such thing as a silly question, Jackie. There you go, so that's your drawing, and hopefully I haven't gone through. No, I'm good. And you can see there's little bits, I think it's just where the pen's come out, but 9 and 10 it's given a decent colour. Just about different colours. Yeah, what I was going to say is you could set it through canvas to send that it'll do an outside line, so you could draw it in maybe something like a friction pen on the outside line, and then do your fill. You'd have to send it then across as a separate file, so it would still draw the outside, but it would then colour it in. But you could, with canvas, you could separate each letter out and do them 3 separate colours. So as long as you left your mat in place, you could do just the A, then the R, then the T, and you could have 3 different colours then sent through. We could definitely do that as a tutorial, couldn't we? Is there one in there about doing different colours?
Yeah.
Is that the book, or that's the new one, isn't it?
That's the first book.
First book, okay, I'll go through it in a sec. Very cool. Morning, Mike. Good for you to join us. It's a bit late because we're almost done, but do watch back because there's lots of hints on the colouring and drawing. And that is just brought over to me book 1 of our wonderful magazine, or book, sorry.
It's the annual.
This is the annual version, but in here we go into intricate drawing, and this is all done with the ScanNCut. So this is the design when it was finished. We foiled it and coloured it, but each of these individual colours we got it to do one at a time using the ScanNCut. So this is available on Amazon along with our new book, which is a beginner's guide. If people are interested, they're £15 each. That's the front cover of the journal. There is links in the group to them if you do want to have a look, and there's lots of projects in each of them. Just setting up. The beginner's guide is brilliant, so we've just finished it.
You're not confusing the
can't
books.
see. No.
Oh, hang on, you want it back
I was
again.
too low, sorry. So I don't have my usual assistant telling me what I can see, so it's...
hang on, let me get the right page. There we go.
There we go, so if I bring that up closer.
Hang on. I'll check on thingy for you. Oh, that book. Back down a little bit
No,
and towards
That's
that
the bit I
one.
wanted to show, that was the finished design. Yeah, so that was all done with the ScanNCut, and we foiled it with... It was the foil quill, wasn't it, we did that one with?
Yeah, before I did with the foil quilt,
Yeah.
and then did all the drawing with
And then all
lots of
the
different pens.
drawings here, it was all sent through from canvas, so each individual colour was done individually. So all of these little bits were sent through a bit at a time, and we coloured them through using a different pen each time.
Oh,
So,
better but upside down. Try up the other way.
oh,
It's
hang
because
on.
you're
It's
used to
'cause I'm
doing
used
things
to the,
upside down, isn't it? Back to front.
like I said, not used to.
I'm destroying the place now.
So there we go. That's the design. And you've taken it off Streamlabs, so I can't see now.
Oh. Hang on.
I'm hanging. You can see that.
There you go.
design. Is that better?
Yeah.
That's the right way up. Yay! There you go. And those are the designs as we went through the pattern. But the book actually gives you a step-by-step guide. It breaks it down into nice, easy steps. Tells you how to do it, how to put it all together, and all the sections are in there. So it's well worth a buy. And that's the actual front of the magazine. So if you are interested, pop across to Amazon or have a look in our group. Both books are in there, so please do have a look. There we go. Oh, thank you, Carol. You ordered both books on Amazon the other day. But if there are no other questions, just remind us of who's on this afternoon. If you can pass me my little
You've
notepad.
done a list.
I wrote a list. I've come prepared. I know. Do you want to have books for me? Thank you.
Okay.
So we have Pete on at 12:30, who's making his card. He'll do his announcement for his winners, and 4 o'clock for his card make. We have Lou with us at 12. Leslie Horton from Chocolate Baroque at 1:30. Natalie's back at 2 o'clock with watercolour die cutting if she's feeling up to it. So, and I'm back at 6 o'clock with a beginner's guide to the machines. So that'll be from everything from setting up right through to your first cuts. And then Barbara Gray from Clarity is on at 10:30 every morning doing some doodling. So please try and support everybody you can. Obviously we're all doing this for free, and hopefully making your time at home a little bit more sane. A bit more bearable, yeah. If you do have any questions at all, anything you think of afterwards, please pop them in the comments or drop us a message. We're around on Facebook pretty much all the time, if anybody does have any questions. So on that note, thank you all very much, and hopefully we'll see you all at 2 o'clock for Natalie's feed. Bye!